Arrive at 5:15 a.m.
It is 3 a.m. and I am driving to Asheville to participate in a Spartan race.
Use the left 2 lanes to take exit 238.
Am I crazy or what? Driving early in the morning to go to Asheville for a Spartan race. The reason that I'm leaving early is so I can volunteer from 5:30 to 12:30. It's actually quite fun to volunteer for a Spartan race. There's a couple of perks. First, you get a free race entry, which is like a good $140 saving, probably more. But secondly, just to be around other people that are into the sports and get to maximize the day, because the race isn't too long. It's worthwhile just to go out and mingle with people, get into that environment and get excited. So I try to do a Spartan race once or twice a year and it's been a lot of fun. Of course, the difficult part is to get up in the morning. For instance, I set my alarm for 2:20 because it is 2 hours and 30 minutes away from my house, and I have to be there around 5:30ish, which means I couldn't hardly sleep. So I'm running on no sleep, but we'll see. Why am I doing this? I think part of it is that I want to be able to be ready for any activities or event, be ready to face challenge and not be afraid of the grind, whether it be getting up at any given time, work or play for an extended period of time, and get into that Ironman training mentality. In order to do an Ironman, I am looking at about 14 hours of continuous exercising. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be able to train your body to withstand that amount of constant physical endurance. It doesn't happen overnight. Part of it is that you have to be willing to push yourself consistently over a long period of time, over and over again, so that way your body can be hardened and mentally and physically prepared for whatever task that comes. And why am I training for an Ironman? The primary reason is to be able to push myself and to be ready for anything. If I can do an Ironman, I think I can do anything. If you can do a physical activity for 14 hours, I mean, what else can stop you? You can do anything. And that should be the mentality. So yeah, let's keep on going. So a moment ago I was talking a big game about driving 2.5 hours to Asheville to do the Spartan race. Well, I'm turning back. The reason for that is it is raining, and it looks like it's going to be raining the whole entire day, a whole lot more than I anticipated. I thought that was just going to be like a little sprinkle, but weather has changed. It's raining a whole lot more. So with that in mind, I'm probably going to go home instead and exercise at home. Yeah, it's a bummer, and I'm somewhat disappointed in myself, but at the same time, it's not that fun to drive such a long distance and to muck around in the mud
That's what this audiobook is going to teach you. Not just how to plan better, but how to think better, to lead yourself wisely, to outsmart any challenge life throws at you. What's ahead? A quick preview to define what you really want and reverse engineer the path to get there. In Chapter 3, we'll focus on information, how to gather what you need without getting stuck in analysis paralysis.
So, just an update. Pretty close to home. I spent an hour and a half of driving, both to a point where I decided to stop and turn around to go home. So then I asked myself, what lesson do I learn from what just happened? Just to kind of recap, I signed up for a Spartan race. I also signed up to volunteer. Volunteers start from 5:30 to 12:30, and race will be after that. I got up at 2:20 in order to go, and prior to leaving, I checked the weather from last night, and the weather was gonna be okay, cloudy. Unfortunately, by the time that I'm 45 minutes into my drive, it started to rain quite a bit. So then I checked the weather in Asheville, and it forecast to rain throughout the whole entire day. Being that this is an outdoor event, and being outside for an extended period of time in the rain, probably not the most conducive way to spend my time. And so then I decided to go home instead. So the pros is, of course, able to make use of the rest of the day, and there's plenty of other things that I can do. But the cons is the feeling of failure that I didn't go through with my plan. So then, thinking about how our mind affects our action. What choice do we make? How does it impact us? This is always a fascinating concept. How do you justify your action? Are you thinking through the pros and cons? Are you strategic with your decision and your choices? And how would it impact you short term and long term? I guess on the short term, I'm able to go home and not being outside in the rain and farther from home, and in some capacity waste my day. But in the long term, I would not feel quite as proud of myself for quitting when the tough get tougher. If I were to drudge it through the process and go through with it, I'll become stronger. But if I quit halfway, then in essence it gives me an excuse to quit the next time things get tough. So yeah, there's definitely a trade-off of how each of your action can impact your subsequent action. So my plan is to plan better and execute a little bit better for future